In the last episode, we worked out what the problem was. The frame plates were completely broken, so that meant the transmission had to come off. So we started unbolting it all, unbolting the transmission, the frame itself, and all the frames that were holding it. And with a bit of help from Callum, we got the transmission out just nicely. Outside it went, it had to be cleaned because it was filthy. Then the tools, because we had to panel beat it and get it all straight. Out came the grinder, make sure the surfaces were clean, and of course that awesome excuse to go and buy my first welder. Then after welding, and out came the grinder to get all that nice and flat. And then, after we did a bit of surface rust clearing, out came the paint, just to finish the job off to make it look awesome. Well, we're back in the shed, and it's been a few days, of course, already. And it's time to keep on getting the mower fixed up. As you can see, the welding was a great success. It's been ground. It's been sprayed a couple of times. Looks like a new one. So what I'm going to do is get this angle. I'm going to use these holes. I'm going to cut out a flat plate, put 2 holes in it, and use it as a reinforcement to sit on top of here and act as an extra, like really large flat washer to reinforce when we go and put transmission back on. So the parts that we needed are on their way. I'll get them tomorrow. So the parts are getting replaced. Is the fan. We've got the new bypass lever coming as well. I've got 2 bolts that I found in the shed, luckily. Got 2 new shoulder bolts that are going to go on the back, which is what the catcher system, catcher arm sits on. Just look at that colour. Absolutely amazing. Yep. We'll coat these as well. Now they've all been buffed up, gotten the old paint off, they're all drilled, they're all good to go. Done. G'day everyone. Well, we're back in the shed and it's time to put the mower back together. Parts have arrived. We've got the fan to go on top of the transmission. Got a couple of the bolts which happen to end up being the wrong size, but we'll sort that out. Got the wash port for the deck, that can go on. And the main part that I really needed was the bypass lever. But as you can see, compared to the old one, it is very much the wrong one. So that'll have to go back to the shop and we'll have to get the right one ordered. So in the meantime, I'm crazily going to try and weld this together. I've already actually grinded and beveled the edges so that I can actually weld it together. So that's what we're going to attempt, and then we're going to put it all back together. See what happens. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Well, it kind of worked. I've got to grind this a little bit down, but we'll do the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see how we go. Yep, we can now grind that down and probably make that work.
Did.
Alright, let's move that away. Don't touch it. Go on, you can give it a scrub. Use your other hand to hold that. No, hold that one. There you go. Okay, we'll turn it sideways. Hang on, let's put it down. There you go. I know. You can see the tiny little lump there. That lump was there before. It was would slide over the edge of the transmission then to keep it in place so it couldn't just freely move itself in and out of gear. Oh, I can touch it. Let's turn it over and we'll do the other side. This side I can leave most of that meat on. I'll just neaten it up, but that can just literally just be neatened up, and that'll help keep the meat down there. There were 2 holes in there originally, and that was obviously to, I don't know, give it some kind of flex, I guess. So I might have to reduce the size of the lump just so I can just skim over it and not move itself in and out of gear. So we'll trial and error, test and adjust. We'll give it a go. All right, Bubby, here, grab this. You take that in there. All right, this is going to go around this way. All right, where's that bit of wood? Let's grab that and we'll stand that like that for now. You're in the way. Okay, so we're going to put it all back together. First of all, I've got to see that this actually works and that this little bit slides over. And if you come in closer, there's 2 little spots there that little part slides into and then locks on. So take this pin here out. Need the other pliers. Let's move that around. So that obviously goes that way, make it easier. Yep. Look at that, it's lined up. Now, oh yeah, look at that. It just clips onto it just enough. That's good. Yes, lovely. Holding it in place. Woohoo! Okay. Right, let's change the blade out. Now that we worked out what to do, go to the back. There we go. Keep your finger on it because I don't want the circlip to go flying off. Bingo! And that will just come off. I wonder if this will come off. Oh, there's a little spring washer under there.
Oh, that washer's bent.
Yep. No, that's supposed to be. It's a spring washer. Put that on top. Look at that. Yeah. Bingo! And this should be able to, from the back.
It's going to be hard to get back on.
No, it's not as hard to get back on.
No, I'm done.
Done. Okay, we've got the circlip back on. Now we're going to put the rest of it back together. First thing we can do is put this bracket on, and then we can basically slide it under and start actually bolting it back to the frame. This here. It's always a good idea to put the bolts back in the place where they came from. Then you know where they are. And this here is the belt guard. So these sides help keep the belt in place. Can you screw that in with your little fingers, Bobby? I could use a socket and do that from here, probably just about. Okay. That's on. Right. Bit of grass. Okay, that's pretty much that. Now we can slide it back underneath and pretty much bolt it back together. We've got one connection here, another connection here. This goes to the accelerator side, this goes to the brake side. We've got the bypass lever arm, which actually goes through the frame and connects through to this. Problem is, it was broken when I found it, and so I don't know which one it actually connects to, because there's two holes that it can possibly go to. So that's going to be a bit of trial and error, but we'll work that out. And if you remember earlier, we got these two out, but I found two bolts luckily in the shed that will replace that, and that's where this frame here comes into place. And I'm assuming this is hard down on the transmission, but we're going to find out. So we'll bolt this frame back on here first, and then we can slide it under, and that'll help hold it in place. Put those on. I already just happen to have a couple of spring washers, so let's put these in. Put the other one in, Callum. We won't do it up super tight because that'll allow us to move it around the tiniest bit. Can you get in?
Yeah.
There we go. These are not extremely high tensile, but it's what I've got for now, so we'll see if it holds it in place. Okay, so we won't do them tight, we'll just make sure they're loose so they can move around and we can guide it in. All right, let's move this. I think we'll get this under, then we'll connect to this, because that there can fit through the back easily. Right, other way. Let's get this under. Does that have to be lifted up? I think it does have to be lifted up.
Well, I remember you lifted them all up and you got me to lift those with.
Maybe I shouldn't have put that on first. I need to put that on afterwards. Unless it goes under like that. No, that's not going to fit either. Okay. Yeah, right, let's take that off. That's not going to work. Because when I pulled it apart, of course, this was already not connected because the heads of the bolt were snapped off. So when you don't pull things apart the way they were together originally, right, you hold those, that one and that one. Let's put that on afterwards then. We're still going to have to lift that up, and you're going to have to slide that under. Heidi, you might have to help Callum put those down. I'll lift the mower up, and basically you're just going to
Slide it.
slide it under. Go the other side, baby. No, it's not that heavy because I will lift this up. And we've got to get this under there, see? So this spot's here, I've got to sit up, just be under there. But I've got to get that under there first. Just stand right back. Hang on, you ready? Just got to make sure I don't tip the mower. Hang on.
The wheel's on there.
Yeah, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Put it on an angle. Hang on, just let it sit there for a second. Okay, so it's not going to work that way. So we've pulled it back out. I've got my eldest boy here. Everyone say hi to Tristan. Super impressed. Right, so we're actually going to have to take a wheel off to get it back under. So I've already got the cap down here, push. Already get the cap off, which is nice and soft compared to the ones we did on the front. And now we're going to get another circlip, and we'll give it a greasing while we're down here as well. These are much larger and much easier to do. Right, Bubba, come and hang into this.
That wheel's so easy to take off. That's an easy.
Just got to remember there.
Heidi,
On
the
there.
wheel is on
Must be a spacer.
here.
So shall I leave that on? Which way was it? It's not actually going to matter. Oh yeah, there's one on there as well. All right, let's roll that. I'll lift up the frame. Actually, we can light it that. Yep. Yeah. So what we're going to do, have to roll around the right spot. I can actually just put in lightly that one there, lightly on that side. Well, I'll do it, just put the wheel back on now. It's nice and easy while this is off. Just hang on to that up there. Wait, get out. Brackets that we made. Callum, you're on the bolts. All right, there's one missing. Where's that one? Yeah.
Not holding this forever.
That's right. Yeah, come on, strong man like you. Just slide it this way. That's it, hang on. Right, so we've got one in, which kind of basically just holding it. We'll put one in on the other side, just to then lift it up and then roll around into the same place. These are both 1/2 inch. Got to come right around here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Guess what? There's 2 different holes, and that's in the wrong one. Because I can see where it was before. So let's move this one along, because that is not going to work. It's actually in the wrong one. It's supposed to be in that one. In there, Bobby?
Yep.
Okay. Come around here. I'll do this one. I can do this back corner. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's going to be tight. Can you do that while I hold this? Yeah, cool. Yeah, it won't go down because it's got a special, they're bent. Right, can you... No, wrong one. Oh, there's the other nut there. That's it. So this one here. Oh. Well, the wife just came over. Never stops, does it? There's always something that's got to be done. So when the wife comes over and says help, you got to stop what you're doing and fix what needs to be fixed. So now we're going to pull this apart, Bubby. Can you wave your magic hands over it, make it work?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, next thing. You take the Allen bolts out. Fix it up. And this looks like we just need to give it a really good clean out. There you go.
Oh, that scared me.
Okay, come in.
Come on, did it?
Basically, you just got to give it a bit of a clean out. There's actually nothing wrong with it. It's just really tight. Probably just needs a bit of a grease. So we'll give it a clean up, pull it apart, give it a quick clean up, and put it back together. I'll loosen those screws off the tiniest amount. Give this a spray. There is actual proper grease is built up on here, so I'm going to put that on this edge, which is where it's supposed to be. And I do have some other grease. That I can put in there. But these screws were quite tight. So if I put them down all the way again, they might just be just a fraction too tight again. But I'll try it. Yeah, that's really tight still. I'm wondering if there's a big build-up of dirt right underneath the back. But just by loosening these screws the tiniest bit, already lets it move a lot. And if I pull, if I take this out, then try to put the spring tension back in, because there's a little, these two little black bits you can see just there, they're the springs. That one there, that's the spring. There's basically another one that points down into the body of the plastic at the bottom, and trying to line those up and keep the tension, is an absolute pain, because this is not the first time I've had to pull one of these apart. First time off this line trimmer. But anyway, we'll take these screws off, we'll give all this a bit of a wipe, put some fresh grease in, and put it back together. Be really careful not to let the tension go.
Here's a screw.
No, leave that. Alright, I've just got general purpose multi grease, but we'll throw some of that in and that'll help it a lot. This is all completely covered up. No one can see it, and it doesn't matter anyway because we want it to be pretty well lubricated. And we won't worry about, well, just won't tighten up the screws as tight as they were before, that's for sure.
Heidi said that it looks like earwax.
You can put your earwax on there if you want.
No.
Do you want some fresh earwax? I can put it in. Yeah. Right. I still haven't got this bench cleaned up. Let's put this back in. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to spray some WD-40 down the bottom of it to loosen up whatever might be down there as well, just to help it. But those screws, I mean, are like a 1/8 of a turn loosened, and that's all that's going to make the difference. Yeah, it's not even 1/8 of a turn, it's just the tiniest bit. Just takes that tension off, and that's free moving some grease in there to help it. Oh yeah. Let's put it back together. Grab those screws, Callum. So they've had Loctite on them. Thread locker. Loctite's the brand. Thread locker is its job. Let's tighten those up.
see if it works.